You home watching that right now, the viewers right now. I'm looking you in your eye, my lazy eye right now. Listen, the future that you want tomorrow, it starts today. It starts right now, yeah.
Hey, man.
You want to build a healthy body? You want to build a healthy mind? That shit starts right now. And the way that it starts, it doesn't start by just going to therapy. It starts with changing the way that you think about yourself. It starts with changing the way that you think in general.
Yeah.
It starts with the way that you approach women. It starts at the way that you approach money. It starts with the way that you approach your problems and your solutions. You want to change? You want to be the change? The change that you want to see starts right at home. That's you. That's you right there.
What's good, man? Welcome back to the couch. I'm Dale. Don not here today, man. His mom's B-Day. So shout out to moms for her B-Day. So Don not gonna be joining us today. But today we got my man Dre. I'll let him introduce himself, tell him a little bit about who he is, and go from there. So what's good, bro? Welcome to the couch.
Shit, man. I appreciate you for having me here, bro.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
Been a minute, you know what I mean? It's been a long time coming, you feel me? And man, it's good to be here.
Man, I'm glad to have you, man. Today's topic, man, we're just gonna be talking about men in today's society, mental health.
Facts.
Cause that's mental health month coming up soon.
You right, yeah.
So and mental health is a thing that men as a whole try to avoid, which I don't know why, because I think it's important for us to talk about it. But, we here, so, and I know I can talk to you about it because, hey, we both go through it.
Hey,
we know the realness of it, you know what I'm saying?
Most definitely, man.
So, but that's what it is. Little backstory between me and Dre. How we met, man. His older brother, man. Me and older brother was neighbors. He wound up moving down from Jersey, and we our first interaction, man. We just clicked up and kicked it ever since, and it's just been good vibes ever since then, bro.
Nah, real shit, man. I remember I was watching the game. Actually. Yeah. You came through the crib. I was watching the game. We started talking hoops and shit, and then, bro, it was really just up from there for real. And then Hugh invited me out for that 4th of July party.
Hell yeah, and it was just a vibe from there, bro.
I ended up getting drunk as fuck that night. I was drunk as fuck that night.
Hell yeah.
Oh, shit, man. My brother still talk to me about that shit. No bullshit.
Hey, man, that's funny. But before we get started into the episode today, man, we going to toast up. That's a ritual we do.
All right, man. No problem.
Take a shot to just having you here, and welcome to the couch.
It ain't no motherfucking problem with me, trust.
So, bro, let's start with mental health, bro.
Alright, so boom. So real quick, right?
Yeah.
I wanna start with what you had actually said a little bit earlier, right? Where you was like, you don't know like why men like don't be focusing on their mental health like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can't speak for all men, right? But what I think it is like, it's almost like a stigma behind it of like, you don't want to be looked at as like crazy. You don't want to be looked at as like vulnerable or something like that, right? Because I talked to my own father about like mental health and stuff like that. And I suggested to him, you know what I mean? Like, maybe you should seek therapy. Maybe you should find somebody to talk to. And, he tells me that, all he needs to talk to is God. Yeah. And I'm a God-fearing man. You know what I mean?
For sure, yeah.
Which, I'm never going to take that away from nobody.
Absolutely.
But sometimes you also need that other outlet to be able to work through, some type of trauma, some type of mental hurdle, mental struggles, things like that. Because, you can't talk to everybody. Like, talking helps. Yeah, right? Absolutely, talking helps.
Yeah.
But sometimes you need a little bit more than that. And the thing about it is, like, and I know we had talked about this before off the record, like, the thing about it is, I feel like a lot of people hold some type of trauma.
Yeah.
You know, whatever it may be. Like, a lot of people hold some type of trauma.
For sure.
And, like, when you really start tapping in, like, people's energies and you sit and just really listen to them and observe, you can kind of see it almost.
The trauma that they facing.
Yeah.
Or they might be facing.
Right.
Or they might be going through something at that moment and they just not want to say, or they trying to hide it behind the smile.
Right.
Or the faces that they making, they trying to hide it behind that. Basically, not being forthcoming for what they actually going through.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, boom, that leads me into my question like this. Like, why do you feel like men avoid that trauma, that therapy, that, wanting to talk to somebody? Do you think it's because today in society and just in general, men just they feel like they need to be strong. They can't seem weak because the next person might think they weaker. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, to start off, for I think it's like, I kind of think it's a double standard almost.
Yeah.
And, like, that's such a loaded question because it's like, society tells men to be more vulnerable, right? And be open with their feelings and their emotions and their struggles.
Yeah. And
I feel like sometimes when men do that, they get bashed for that shit for real. Like,
yes.
They get that shit thrown back in their face, not just by their woman, but like by
other men.
By other men, yeah.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yo, like,
you acting too soft.
Word.
Or why you acting like that? Toughen up. Or, I feel that it's a lot of backlash when it comes to, men just being able to open up and be vulnerable.
But I think, like, I feel like in this generation and moving forward, like, we are starting to see it change.
Yeah.
Where more men are, like, seeking therapy and being more open in their emotions and stuff like that. Because, like, the thing about it is, I don't really think that, like, a man crying or being open and being vulnerable is weakness. I think that actually takes a level of strength.
For sure.
And I mean, it takes a level of strength also to just be closed off and seen invulnerable. Yeah. Because that's an image that you have to maintain. That's a reputation in whatever aspect that you in that you have to maintain. But like, to take it to another level of being open and being vulnerable, I think that takes a lot of strength for real.
I feel like men are actually more real when it comes to being more open and more vocal about what they're going through, their trauma, their past trauma, what they're going through at that moment. Because that shows that you're seeking out for help, And I be telling people, man, if men came together and actually formed groups and talked about their struggles and talked about how they can just become a better man or how they can fix their trauma from the past, it actually would be so much more helpful, man.
It would, absolutely.
And I think it would change the aspect of men being, or they have to be strong, or they have to do this, or they have to do that. Because now I have that outlet where I can be vulnerable in my space with other men, and where I won't get judged. And, I ain't gonna lie, like, part of, like, and this is down, like, future goals of mine, but within DGF, I actually wanted to open up, like, a mentoring space / men's group, because I want people to be able to have that space and being able to just be free with just being vocal with who they are.
I love that, man. I love that.
And, just being able to just sit down and be like,
take that deep breath and really be able to be yourself.
Breathe, and just really like, all right, I feel safe.
Yeah.
Now I can express what's happening, who I am, why this is going on, how can I change, how can I get better. These are all questions that I feel like we avoid as men sometimes because it's like,
man.
I don't know if it's we're afraid of the outcome or are we afraid of like the doors that will open up behind the trauma that you've been through.
I think it's both.
Yeah.
You really hit something with the doors that might be open when you're unpacking that trauma. Like you really hit something with that for real, because a lot of people hide skeletons in their closet. And
my God, man.
Shit, they hide that shit from themselves. For real. Like, we had something in the black community and where, young boys will talk about, I lost my virginity at 12. And I'm giving you this example, right?
Yeah.
I lost my virginity at 13. She was 16. She was 17. She was 19. She was 21, right? Mm-hmm. My nigga, you a victim.
For real.
You give me the bean, you a victim.
Yeah.
And we might sit here and think that shit cool. Cause when I was young, I thought that shit was cool and all that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I used to see these, stories in the media all the time. I know there's a big one in the media right now, actually, but I used to see stories in the media all the time. Like, damn, you got kids my age, fucking teachers and shit and all that, blah blah blah, and all that. I'm like, damn, that shit's so cool. I wish my teachers would do that. I want this one. I want that. Yeah. And I was sitting here thinking, I'm like, that's the same thing that the male teachers are doing to the female teachers. For sure. You are a victim. For sure. And that within itself, that shit opens you up to trauma. And
oh my God.
Man, listen, for real. A lot of young men, and I speak from my own experience. Mm-hmm. A lot of young men have been groomed, have had things done to them by older women that were supposed to be, watching out for them, putting their care and all that, right? Yeah. And you thinking it's cool, you thinking it's a part of manhood, but like, that shit sticks with you, bro. Like, I'm in therapy right now, unpacking that shit, bro. Like, that shit really does stick with you, bro. Yeah, bro. Like, and that's a trauma that that's something we don't talk about. We look at it as a rite of passage. Nah, my nigga, it's not. It really isn't for real, bro.
So you touched on therapy. And I like to give people their flowers, number one, because it takes a lot for men to go through therapy. And even within our community, it takes a lot to accept therapy. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I'm going to give you your flowers for going to therapy, number one.
I appreciate that, man. I really do. I appreciate that, for real.
For sure. And then number two, how was that transition from within yourself, I should say, of accepting therapy and being like, hey, I think I need to really sit down to go to therapy versus not going to therapy?
So the reason I started going to therapy, and this kind of just give you the context for the reason I started going to therapy is I realized that, like, the women that I was picking and the way that I was operating in my relationships, like, I'm gonna keep it mean. I really wasn't picking good women for real. You done seen some of my shorties. Yeah. You done seen some of them. Come on now. But like, I realized, cause like I had one that I really wanted. I'm like, okay. She going to therapy and it's kind of helping her, but I see some areas that she got to work in. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I'm crashing out a little bit over some shit, you know what I mean? Some shit justifiable, some shit is like, damn, I really shouldn't have crashed out over that. Yeah. Well, I was like, you know what? Let me not put myself in a position wherein I jeopardize my relationships, because this could be a relationship here right now. This could be a work relationship later on. This could be a relationship with myself later on. This could be a relationship with God later on. So I'm like, let me take a step back outside myself. Let me go and seek some help. Like, like I said, I'm a God-fearing man and all that, but I also feel like sometimes you need that extra help.
You need that extra help.
So I started going. I've only done 2 sessions so far. So nothing groundbreaking yet or anything. You know what I mean? But like, it's weird, but it's cool. Like, it's comfortable. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I could really just, like, same way we talking right now, you know what I mean? But like, I could really talk about like,
that's tough.
Yeah, like some shit on like a really deep level where it's like, dang, like I ain't really been able to like tell nobody that for you know what I mean? We haven't really worked through anything yet, but like it feels good to be able to have that safe space to just
unpack it all.
Yeah. And I wanted to come back to what you said earlier, because I know that we had talked about this before, which, man, in the future, see, I'm on like a 3 to 5 year plan right now. Yeah. But in the future, if given the opportunity, God willing, bro, I would love for us to be able to sit down and like collab on an idea for, creating a space for men's mental health awareness.
Absolutely.
Because since COVID, I've had this idea for a nonprofit organization called My Brother's Keeper.
Ooh.
For men by men.
Yeah.
When we bring in social workers, we bring in peer counselors, we have mentors, we bring in therapists.
Yeah.
It's for men by men. We're able to really be able to just have a safe space for ourselves and unpack and unwind. And I mean, it's for men of all walks of life. Mm-hmm. Because whether you are black, white, Asian, we all deal with our own struggles. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, we really all have our own struggles. Like, shit, we were talking earlier off the record where it's like, we as black men, we deal with a lot. Ooh, shit, I got friends who are Asian, bro.
They deal with a lot too.
They deal with a lot too. Perfectionist culture.
Yeah.
I got friends who are white. They dealing with some shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And it's like, our struggles might be different. Yeah. But regardless of that, we still struggle.
Yeah.
And women have a collective movement where women look out for women. Yeah. We don't really have too much of that. Right. When men look out for men. Yeah. And then the Bible tells you, I don't remember what the verse is for real. But it tells you iron sharpens iron. If you want to be a better man, you learn from better men.
Right. So you got to uplift that man. You got to uplift the next man.
Oh, of course.
Of course. And I feel like as men, we sometimes don't do that.
Right.
Yeah. And if you do that, you're within your own group. Whereas it can just be a random man. You know what I mean? It can be a coworker. Mm-hmm. It can be a gym partner. It can be anything. You never know what the next man is going through because they can, like you said, like we talked about, they can be hiding it. And I tell people, man, you never know what the one thing you do can do for the next person.
Message.
Yeah. Yes.
Shit. Bro, cause don't be afraid to share your struggle. I promise you, don't be afraid to. Man, if I can tell y'all anything right here on this episode, don't be afraid to share your struggle.
No, not at all. Don't be. Let your voice be heard because you never know what your struggle and how you overcame it can help the next man.
Yes.
And it can be as simple, man, I went through this. And this is how I dealt with it. And the person might not be going to something similar as what you went through, but they can be going through something where your result and how you overcame your struggle can help them overcome their struggle.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Preach on it. Speak on it, man.
That's why I always try to tell people, like, uplift. Man, you see me, I give people flowers all the time.
Oh, yeah, bro, you always showing love.
Because I want people to win. And I spoke on this on our last episode, that one of the reasons why I started DGF because I like to see people win. I like to see smiles.
Right.
And yes, this is more going into like everyone as a whole. But on the topic of men, bro, I want to see men win. I want to see you win. I want to see you have a happy life. I want to see you have that happy home. I want to see you make all the money in the world that you want to be. I want to see you travel. I want to see you be able to reach out to other men and uplift your brothers. You know, I want you to be able to break that cycle within your family as men to then create generational wealth for the next man. And not just generational wealth, but generational knowledge.
Yeah.
Because I feel like a lot of people do not, we might have the best idea, but we don't share it to the next man. Because we might feel like, oh, they might steal our thing, or they might do this, or they might do that. No, let's share, because then we can grow together. And I tell people, man, we just grow together as men. Oh my God. We could be better. We could be better men. We could be better fathers. We can be better givers. We can be better learners. We can be better everything.
Well, we can better lead our community.
Oh my God.
In the end game, in the grand scheme of all things, we can better lead our community.
And then you can actually do what the world wants you to do, is protect, provide, and be that strong man. You can do that. But first, before you do that, you got to uplift the men that's down. Share to the men that's down. Help the men that's down, and just keep growing as people, bro. And I really feel like that's what it's all about, bro. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Like, man, that was a lot, but it's needed.
Absolutely.
It's needed, bro.
Absolutely. Because our community and just we as black men, we as men in general, we need that. We really do. And especially us as black men in the community, because I mean, bro, in this day and age, you see a lot of young guys like they're kind of lost. You feel me? They're lost in the drugs. They're lost in the money. They're lost in the women. They're lost in the media. You know what I mean? They don't really have that outlet. They don't really have that leader within their community. Mm-hmm. And not to say we don't have leaders in our community, because we do. But we also need people that look like you and me. Yeah, regular everyday motherfuckers. Iced out, band out if we doing it right, you know what I mean?
That's what you want. That's what you do, but
still a leader, still somebody like, damn, you know what? He look like this. He look like he could be a rapper. He look like he could be a ball player and all that, but he still about his shit. Yeah. He a doctor. He a lawyer. He this. He that. You know what I mean? Like, it's so crazy that we have more black doctors and lawyers than ever. We have more black doctors and lawyers than ever.
I love it.
And not to take away from anybody who is an athlete, actor, anything like that. Yeah. We still looking up to people that just dominate that outlet of the media though, because it's popular, because it's prolific. Yeah. When ain't nobody aspiring to be a Thurgood Marshall. Ain't nobody really aspiring to be a Condoleezza Rice. Yeah. Ain't nobody really aspiring to be a Barack Obama. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
We should also push those people to that type of level of notoriety, that type of reputation, that type of status. Yeah. Not just within their arena, not just within their industry, but everywhere. Yeah. We should be able to celebrate that, to be able to show young black men and young black women that there's more to be aspired to. There's more to life than being a Kodak Black, a Sexy Red, a Crash Out, or the X, Y, and Z, whatever. You know what I mean?
Not saying that those are bad things.
No, they're not bad things, because these are successful people. You're still successful in your area.
Right. But it's just more ways to become successful. And you hit it on the nose, bro. It's just more different. It's more ways that I feel like we as a community don't be exposed to. Yeah.
Man, since moving to Maryland, and for some of y'all on the podcast that don't know, most of y'all don't know, I'm a new ass face and shit. But I've only been in Maryland for 2 years. Yeah. Right? And I was gone for most of my first year because I was on active duty orders, doing military stuff and all that. Mm-hmm. I've met a lot. I mean, probably over 150, to be honest with you, black millionaires. And these are all low-key people. You would never know they're millionaires. You would never know they have the status or anything like that. It's possible. It absolutely is possible. Mm-hmm. You just gotta have the right network, the right work ethic, and low-key, right place, right time too. Sometimes, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? But it's possible. It's possible to be successful. Hell it definitely is. Being a regular, everyday, bro, doing a regular 9 to 5 and still being successful. It's possible.
Successful, yes, indeed. Man, you absolutely right on that. So, with that being said, do you feel like, so the people out there that, because some people may be like, man, therapy ain't worth it. It is. I'm not going to talk to the next man or the next woman who don't know.
Funny enough, my therapist is a woman.
Shout out to her. They might not talk to that person, because that person might not know who I am, where I'm from. They might not went through the same struggles as me. So how can they help me?
Ooh, I got you right here. My brother told me this actually. My brother's been in therapy for quite a while, right? Mm-hmm. It took him probably about 5 years to actually find the right therapist. Okay. And even now, having the right therapist, he's actually expressed to me that he felt like he's outgrown his therapist. He's looking for a new one, right? There's a network of black therapists, though. I specifically had asked for that. And thankfully for me, the therapist that I found first time go around worked for me. You know what I mean? But find somebody that, first and foremost, find somebody that works for you. You know what I mean? Because, listen, man. struggle comes with life.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a struggle. Everybody's got some type of sad story.
Yes.
It's what you do with it that matters. Mm-hmm. First off. Secondly, right? You said it earlier, man. You don't ever know what people deal with. Somebody might be sitting across from you, man. They done dealt with the same shit that you done did.
Yeah, and you would never know.
And you would never know.
Never know.
Unless you express yourself and just open up just a little bit. Just a little bit.
And you don't gotta be all out the first time.
Oh, nah. You don't gotta do that the first time. Yeah.
But just a teeny bit. Just a
teeny bit. And you gotta feel comfortable to do that. But if that person makes you feel comfortable enough to be able to do that, why not?
You better form a connection.
And on top of that, you don't know this person from a can of paint. Who the fuck they gonna tell for real?
Right. That you know. And what they gonna do with that information? Because at the end of the day, it's your trauma.
Exactly.
Right. Like,
what the fuck you gonna do with that? Hurt me more? Motherfucker, I'm already hurt.
You feel me? So,
what the fuck? But like, I mean, when it comes to this mental health game, like, listen, if you're not gonna go to therapy, find another outlet. Find people to talk to.
Yeah. Groups.
Really find people to talk to, whether it be a group, church group of friends.
Yeah.
Group of, I ain't really gonna say coworkers for real. Mm-hmm. But like, if y'all really, really cool like that, or some shit outside of work, where y'all done seen each other a little bit, you know what I mean? And y'all know how y'all really are outside of work, kinda.
Yeah.
And niggas ain't gonna snitch.
Yeah.
How motherfuckers be. Like, I mean, cool, you know what I mean? Like, bro, listen, I know people say, like, don't get cool with your coworkers and shit like that. I done met some cool ass motherfuckers working.
Hell
like,
yeah.
Most of my friend group that I built being in Maryland have been coworkers. And we still friends to this day. Shit, some of them done inviting me, to their wedding. I had one friend, she was like, I want you to be the officiator at the wedding. I want you to get your license, and I want you to be the priest at the wedding.
Nice.
I felt honored for that. I absolutely felt honored for that. Like, I never had nobody. I've had people I know for 15, 20 years. Never had anybody say that to me. This person I know for just 2. And it's like, damn, like, you can make good friends off of coworkers for real.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But like, when it comes to this mental health game, I mean, find somebody to talk to and find a healthy outlet. Mm-hmm. A healthy outlet.
Yeah.
And don't take it, and when you find a healthy outlet, don't take it to the extreme where now it becomes something dangerous to your own health.
Yeah.
Or where it becomes something that's taking up all your time and it's taking away from what you still need to do.
Yep. I agree with that. Yeah. I feel like most people within mental health, like, they'll try that first time and it won't go right, so then they'll give up.
What you giving up for?
And yeah, that's the message to the people, like, don't give up.
Did you give up when, I look at it like this, did you give up when you went to the gym the first time and you was weighing 100 pounds more than you wanted to? Yeah. You was like, man, fuck it, I keep going, I failed. Yeah. Nah, you kept trying. Mm-hmm. You found the right way to be able to do it. You found what worked for you, you kept trying. Did you give up when you was chasing that one shorty and she kept ducking your shit or whatever? Yeah. You eventually got her, like, you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about you, you know what I'm saying? But like, in general, I know niggas that went through that shit, you know what I mean? Like,
I feel like you just gotta be persistent, and mental health is just as important as making $1.
Yeah, man, some days are gonna be better than others, but like, you still gotta keep at it. You still gotta keep trying. Because at the end of the day, your mental health, whether you want to believe it or not, your mental health becomes your physical health. The mind is a very powerful tool, very powerful asset, but it can be dangerous too in the wrong hands. Mm-hmm. You keep thinking, oh, I'm fucked up, I'm sick, I'm this, I'm that.
Your body gonna display that.
Your body gonna display that, your attitude gonna display that, your actions gonna display that.
And then everything just is like a domino effect and just follows with it.
Or if you sit here and say, you know what, I'm okay, but I need help.
Yeah.
I'm alright, but I need help. I'm a good person. I'm kind of a good person. I'm having a good day. Listen, it's gonna follow. Mm-hmm. And then, man, words within themselves have power. Yeah. Talk to yourself kindly. Talk to yourself nicely.
Uplift yourself.
I read this study, right, where it was like, I forgot who it was. I can't exactly remember, but I mean, if I need to, I'll bring up the sources and shit like that, because I don't like really quoting shit without having, you know what I mean? Mm. It was a dude that did a study with 2 plants, right? He talked nicely to one plant, uplifted it. he talked negatively to a plant, and he, just kind of disparaged it in a sense, right? Same level of nutrient, same water, same sunlight, all that shit. The plant that was talked positively to flourished.
Yeah.
The plant that was talked negatively to, it was like, this shit was still withering. Mind you, same level of water, same sunlight, same nutrients, all that. What we say to ourselves outside, the jokes that we make about ourselves and all that, and what we say to ourselves in here, that shit has a very profound effect on not just our mental psyche and our physical health, but outside of ourselves as well.
Yeah. It kind of like just happens.
Yeah.
Based upon what you're saying. I know I tell people, man, when you wake up in the morning, bless yourself that you woke up.
Yeah, and smile.
And smile.
And smile.
And say today's going to be a great day.
Because you were given the gift of life.
Oh my God, yeah.
Everybody was not given that. You were given the gift of life.
Yeah. And just doing that every day can take your mental a long way. Alone.
Man, I was at work the other day. This was Tuesday actually. I was at work the other day. And they was like, man, why you smiling so much? Like, why you so happy? I'm like, man, like, I just woke up happy. Like, I went in the mirror, I looked at myself. Shit, I looked like I wanted to fucking kill somebody for real.
Yeah.
But I was just like, I'm gonna smile. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And I was smiling all motherfucking day, laughing at everything, uplifting people, uplifting myself, just feeling good. You know what I mean? Like,
and that positive energy, spread it.
It spread to everybody else because I felt that in myself.
Yeah.
It spread to everybody else. Man, that shit was good.
Amen to that.
Man, listen, be kind to yourself, but be kind to other people.
For sure.
Because you'll never know what somebody going through.
Like you said.
You'll never know what somebody going through. Like, shit.
So I got this question for you. So, do you feel like mental health and therapy and going to therapy has something to do with a little bit of acceptance of who you are?
Oh, yeah.
And what you went through and how things happen within your life?
Whew. Man, absolutely. Because, I mean, for me, like, I'm a real critical, like, self-reflective person. Like, I'll sit or I'll lay down and I'll run through my entire day.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, like, I could have did this. I could have said this. I could have did this differently.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just that type of person. But it's got me thinking on such a deep level where it's like, damn, like, this situation, I could have did this differently. This, you know what I mean? This happened, but this doesn't define me as a person. Like, it's got me really thinking on, like, a deeper level. You know what I mean? Like, when I'm coming to terms with certain things that have happened, that I've done as well, you know? But also, like, defining myself and my character a little bit more in the sense of, like, I'm falling a little bit more into who I am. And I watched this video, actually, from Bob Proctor. And he's got, like, a school of, like, not like mental health or anything like that, but like a school of, like, self-awareness, self-actualization. Wherein he asked the question, like, who are you? Who am I?
Yeah.
You know, a lot of us, say that, like to think that, we are, our identities comprise, like, our race, our gender, our sexual orientation, our likes, our dislikes, our name, our culture. But that's not, those are parts of who we are, but that's not all of who we are.
Yeah.
And, I mean, with therapy, it's really helping me realize that, like, everything that I'm a part of is not exactly who I am. It's just I'm a part of it.
Yeah.
That's just
that's just how you grew up.
Yeah, that's just how the dice roll. That's just how I grew up. But also, just because that's how I grew up doesn't mean that I have to be a part of that. You don't have to be a product of your environment. And yeah, man, I mean, with therapy, like, it's really just got me digging deep within myself and just reflecting, when something happens, like a trigger or something like that, it's got me wanting to just kind of stop and, like, take a step back.
Like, let
me think about this real quick.
Yeah.
Before I even respond, like, before I even move, like, let me, you know what I mean? Let me take a step back real quick. And it has me more aware of not just my thoughts, but of my surrounding. I'm practicing mindfulness.
Yeah.
So I'm practicing more being in the moment and not just disassociating, because I mean, shit, how many times we done been in our car, we listening to music, we sitting here vibing and shit and all that, and you just zone out. And you like, damn, I don't even know how the fuck I got here. But that's you being dejected from yourself, for real.
Yeah.
And in moments like that, and we have moments like that in our lives, we're not aware of it.
Yeah.
In moments like that, I'm practicing more mindfulness. And mind you, like I said, I've only been to 2 therapy sessions, but one thing that my therapist has helped me with, consciously breathing more.
Ooh.
Practicing my breathing exercises. Ooh. That helps me to be more in the moment of being within myself and not letting my subconscious mind just take over and be on autopilot.
Yeah, and just go.
Yeah. Because it's very easy to do that.
Yeah.
It's real easy to do that.
Nah, you definitely just hit some good key points right there, man, that most people don't think about. And I like what you said about just, your awareness and how you evolving to become this person who's being more aware of yourself. So with that being said, if a person that's becoming more aware of yourself, what's a message to people to try to be more mindful of what you do, try to be more aware of your mental health so they can potentially seek help?
Perfect. I got it right here. Journal. When you are feeling an emotion that you cannot perform the action for, or you can't necessarily conceptualize, you can't decide whether you are sad or angry, for example, right? Write it down.
Write it down.
Don't just think about it. Write it down and feel it through. Sometimes don't move. Just breathe and feel it through. Another thing being that, like, find, and I know we talked about this earlier, I'm going to keep coming back to this.
For sure.
Find confidants to be able to confide in.
Amen.
Find people to be able to talk to.
Yeah.
Because they also might be able to help you process and see that through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Gym, running, shit, video games. I ain't really gonna say smoking or drinking because that can be detrimental to your health to a degree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But occasionally it's alright. Don't put yourself in an atmosphere that will be detrimental to your own liberty.
Yeah.
Or to your own health, though. But I mean, have those healthy outlets. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like for me, like if I'm feeling an emotion, what I used to do is I used to conceptualize my emotions, right? Meaning that, like, I really wouldn't know how I'm feeling. I'm like, damn, I don't know if I'm mad, I don't know if I'm angry, but I just feel some type of way. I'm grumpy, type shit, or whatever. You know what I mean? What I started doing, I started writing shit down. I'm like, and I go back to it. Like I go back through this shit like a book.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, all right, I was feeling this type of way. I'm feeling a little bit better, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, here's what happened this day. Like, that situation I was dealing with got a little bit better. Like, that shit really helped. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then, I mean, when it comes to this mental health game, man, you just take it day by day. It's one step at a time. It's one foot in front of the other. You gotta learn to crawl before you can walk. You gotta learn to walk before you can run. Man, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it wasn't destroyed in one either.
You feel me? Oh my God, he preaching, y'all. He preaching. I ain't preaching.
Type shit, man. I'm saying.
That's real. We gonna take a shot to that, bro. Yeah, cause you preaching right there, brother. Y'all heard the message here first. Journal. Talk about it. Find healthy outlets. Be one within yourself to be able to, have that mental health
and another
awareness
one
of yourself.
Another 3 actually. Hold on, my bad.
Nah, go.
The breathing exercise that I mentioned and just being one with yourself, because we are a mind, spirit, and body. We are not just body, and we are not just mind. We don't exist as a single consciousness of one or the other.
Yeah,
we are all of those things put together. Breathing exercises. Go into yourself. Sometimes you don't need to go outside of yourself. Go into yourself. But that does take a level to be able to recognize.
Yeah.
And if that is something that works for you from the beginning, continue that.
Yeah.
If not, there's other ways to be able to go about.
Find other ways. Yep. Okay.
The other one that I was going to mention is, man, something that really gets me going, that starts my day, yoga and meditation.
Ooh.
Yoga and meditation, man. Because we can actually, and I've been reading this more in Ayurvedic medicine, right? We hold trauma in our body.
Yeah.
We can physically hold trauma.
Mm-hmm.
We can hold trauma in the brain, in the kidneys, in the gut, in the knees, in the whatever, right? You can physically hold trauma. Mm-hmm. And yoga and deep breathing exercises
helps.
Yes, mm-hmm. Yes, it absolutely, shit, hell yeah, absolutely, man. That's one way to really be able to let that go. And I mean, with the meditation, man, I try to meditate, if not every day, every other day, mm-hmm. for at least 15 to 30 minutes. That's how I started out. I started out at 10, really. Yeah. But at least 15 to 30 minutes every day, mm-hmm. of just breathing and being within myself. Yeah. You don't gotta believe in the yogis. You don't gotta believe in Buddha. No, nothing like that, right? But what it's doing is you're practicing your breathing, but you're within yourself. You're practicing your mindfulness. Yeah. And you're centering your alignment, your chakras. Because, I mean, scientifically speaking, whether you believe in that type of spirituality, thought or whatever, we do have chakras in our body. For sure. You are aligning yourself together with your chakras to be able to release certain things that you might not even realize that you be holding on to. Yeah. Whether it happened 10 years ago, whether it happened 10 minutes ago. Yeah. Know what I mean? That is something that really helps. At least one session a week. Yeah. Man, that shit sets up the whole week. I try to go for like a Sunday or a Monday. Yeah. Like I said, if not every other day, but sometimes I don't work like that. I be working a lot of shit. Yeah. Know what I mean? But man, there's tools and outlets out here. And then on top of that, if you can't find one that works for you, make one. Make one. And if you can't find one, if you can't make one, if you're not creative like that, ask. Google is free. Ask or Google is free. Yeah. We have, man, look at this right here. Y'all see this shit right here? See this beat up piece of shit? You got the most powerful resource in human history at your fingertips. Yeah. Anything you want to know is right motherfucking here. But we use that shit for ass and titties. Fellas, and let's keep it a beam. We're using this shit for ass and titties. Come on now. And maybe some day trading, if you like me. Yeah. But still, use it to your advantage. Your advantage, yeah. And I mean, that goes without saying. Yeah. Use the resources you have. Yeah. All the resources you have to your advantage. For sure. Cause we have more resources than just that. Shit, yeah. I'm gonna tell you a story, bro. Cause since we on a mental health topic, I'm gonna tell you the story about when I first went to therapy. A lot of you don't know this, but it's kind of to piggyback off the last episode. Cause last episode, I told the DGF community how I got here, everything I went through, why I even came up with DGF, why I wanted to even move this way because of everything I went through from my surgeries, from everything like that, and the downfall that I had and how I had to overcome it to get to where I'm at today. But most people don't know. Once all that happened, I blame myself for something that wasn't even my fault. I was mad at the world. I'm okay to be vulnerable now, so I was mad at God. I always used to cry, why me? I was always just angry in just a general sense. I walked around angry. And then it was at one of those areas where I didn't care who it was. You was going to catch the smoke. You know what I mean? So when I realized that, that's something that I noticed that was taken away from who I really was. And that was my awareness moment. I was like, I need therapy. So, like you said, like you mentioned earlier with your therapist, luckily on the first go around, I just hit a good one. Same thing with me. I hit a good one and I just broke it down to her, everything and why and what happened and why I don't understand why it happened and all this and all that. But I tell you, man, when I released all that to somebody to full depth, you felt lighter. I felt like better. A weight just got lifted off my shoulders, and I was just like, damn, I feel good. Mm-hmm. You know, it makes you feel clear. Yeah. Clear-headed. Yeah. You know what I mean? And
I did. I told people I did. People don't know this, but I did therapy for 2 years. That's how long it took. But therapy was part of my journey and made me who I am today. So now I'm able to get up and smile every day. Now I'm able to bless myself and be like, hey, okay, self, today's going to be a great day. Man, I'm thankful for just waking up in the morning. You know, I'm able to uplift everybody else. I'm able to see the triggers within other people to be like, man, something telling me you just not having a good day. Bro, I'm going to pray for you. Mm-hmm. I might not even know you. Bro, I'm going to pray for you. Yeah. I'm going to pray for your well-being. And I hope things get better, whatever it is. Man, matter of fact, even to present day today, I have a coworker. Guy. He come in. He may look sad. He may look worn down. He might look beat down. I'm like, bro, you okay? Just to me asking, is he okay? I can tell from his facial expressions, like, damn, that felt good to just be asked.
Man, yo.
It just felt good to be asked.
The level of power that has of just asking somebody and really asking somebody, yo, you actually okay? Like, yo.
Yeah. And then it's like, you can see the hesitation within people, like, I don't want to tell you, but also you're the only one that asked. So it makes me want to tell you. So then they wind up spreading a little bit of it. So that little bit of knowledge that I know, I'd be like, man, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm going to pray for you. And man, every time I do something like that and see that, even within him, I'd be like, he take a step back and breathe and be like, man, thank you. Thank you, man.
There's power in that, bro.
I appreciate that, you know? And those things go a long way because that's uplifting people. Mm-hmm. That's man uplifting the next man, you know? And that's one thing I learned within therapy and I tell people, man, I went to therapy 6 years ago? But it's something I want to get back into because I just feel like it's better ways to better myself. I can't do it all myself. So it's other ways and better ways to still better within myself. And that's another reason why I want to start that men group, because that's a form of therapy.
Yeah, it is.
You know, that's a form of therapy, just talking to men and being like, hey, bro, this week was tough. You know, y'all got any advice of how such and such may happen because this would happen, but I was trying to do this. Any advice? You know, that right there alone, just being able to have that group of people just to express that can go so many long ways, miles and miles away, bro.
Nah, you were absolutely right, man. Cause like as you mentioned that, like that just reminds me of like how my brother's always telling me that mentorship is so important. He's in his 40s.
Yes.
And I'm thinking, you know, at one point, you know, a younger me is thinking that like, yeah, you know, you're 40, you should know shit about life and all that, you know what I mean? Nah, as I get older, getting into my 30s, I'm like, yo, you still learning. Bro, you learning every day.
Bro, it just made me think about a thought, man. I tell people nowadays, it don't matter what age you is.
You still learn something.
You can learn from any and everybody.
Man, coming from what really helped me really be able to grasp that concept is actually coming from teaching, right? So for a while I was teaching kids.
Yeah.
And I taught little ass kids for real. You know what I mean? And I didn't really think initially it's not something that I want to do. I went to school to teach high school.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember you teaching.
But I ended up in that environment. I learned more from those kids than I learned from niggas that was closer to my age at that time.
Yeah.
Cause I learned patience. I learned perseverance.
Yeah.
And I really learned just to ask what could seem as dumbass questions for real. Cause they have a thirst for knowledge and they just want to know. Mm-hmm. They're a child, so we allow that.
Yeah.
Why is it that when we get older we can't allow that? Some people are just gonna ask dumbass questions, but it's really because they probably don't fucking know.
Right, and they just want to know. I tell people there's no such thing as a dumb question.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, man, like you said, you can learn something, and you can learn something deep about life or about an industry or whatever. You can learn something from anybody. Don't matter if it's somebody 10 years younger than you, somebody 10 years older than you, 20 up. Don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, shit, I got a little cousin. He just graduated high school early. Shout out to him, you know, shout out to my little mans, right?
Yeah.
He been teaching me about, you know, crypto and, you know, stocks and stuff like that. He's teaching me.
The new wave.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm like, damn, this shit I ain't even know. I thought I knew a little bit about this, but this shit that I ain't even know. He younger than me, you know what I mean? But like, nah, man, like about it, this shit goes deep for real.
It does.
Like, this mental health and this, you know what I mean? Just talking, just being open and being vulnerable. Like, this shit really goes deep for real. You never know the type of connection that you might make with somebody. Mm-hmm. You never know who that might touch. Whether you be older than somebody, younger than somebody. Yeah. And like going back to the mentorship, like I have mentors for different things in life. Mm-hmm. To be honest with you. Yeah. Like I met a mentor at the place that I'm currently working at. Mm. And you know, he can't mentor me in my industry or anything like that, but like he's put me on to game about life. Yeah. And there have been times which I believe that life is scripted. Yeah. That things in life
happen for a reason.
Yeah. I mean, it all depends on how you look at it. Yeah. It's really what you can learn from it, for real. Not everybody kind of sees it like that, but like, I done had some real traumatic shit that happened to me. Yeah. But like, I mean, through time and through self-therapy and, you know, through actual therapy now, I've been able to kind of sit down and really be able to reflect on them. Like, yo, what did I learn from that? You know what I mean? But like, you know what I mean? Shout out to my man, Mr. K. Like, bro, he really been able to school me on life.
It's funny that you said that too, because, man, I'm so within myself now, bro. Like, when things happen, and I always think things happen for a reason, to the point where, like, I'd even take it down to the point of, like, I might wake up late and be like, man, I'm trying to get to work at 8. I might wake up at 9:30. Or I might wake up at 9. Go to work, because this has happened recently, too. Go to work, get to work, forget my badge. And then, you know, in that first glimpse moment, you're like, damn. But then when I get back to my car, man, after just walking back, you know, you had that glimpse moment of like, everybody does it. That's because we're human. I get back to my car, like, why did I wake up late? And why did I forget my badge? What did I just prevent myself from running into? Mm-hmm. Because I did this. Mm-hmm. What was the reason behind me leaving that badge at home today versus yesterday? Yep. You know? Mm-hmm. And because I'm in such a gracious spirit of greatness, like within the man upstairs and just myself, I'm like, I feel like those things are happening for a reason. And I might not see it right then and there.
And we oftentimes don't.
You know, but it's something I could have just been saved from. It could have been the smallest, slightest thing. It could have been an argument on the road. It could have been anything, but it saved me from something. Just that split second, like, damn, I forgot that. Well, I got to take the scenic route and go back home and go get my badge and then come back. Yeah, it might be an annoyance, but if you really deep down think about it, like, what am I learning in this moment? Like, what are you trying to tell me in this moment? Like, why this happened the way it happened? And I try to really thrive off that knowledge because I'm like, everything happened for a reason. And like I said, back in the day, when I went through what I went through, I questioned everything. Why me? Why did this have to happen to me? I've been doing so good, like, why me? But now it's like,
why not me?
Why not me? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did I do that? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it from the other end because I'm looking at it like something good is going on that is preventing me from going down the wrong path. And I'm just happy and glad, but that comes back from your point of speaking positivity within the air of yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Man, I mean, going back to the speaking positivity thing, bro, the Bible tell you straight up, you know what I mean? Life and death is in the power of the tongue. That shit is absolutely true. You can speak life into yourself or speak death into yourself. You can speak life into opportunity or you can speak death into opportunity.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Life and death. Man, what you want out of life is literally up to you.
Yes. Oh, yes, for sure.
It's literally up to you. Like, we sit here and talk about manifestation and all that. I mean, yeah, to a degree, it's true. God gonna only bless you what you say that you... What you say
want to do.
What you want to do and what you working towards.
Hell yeah.
He only gonna bless you with that.
Hell yeah.
If you speaking towards negativity and you speaking towards disaster, you know what he gonna bless you with? Disaster.
For sure. Which leads into my next segment of this, like, why do you feel like it's tough in today's society for men?
Just in general?
General speaking.
Shit, man. Damn. That's a whole episode in itself. Shit. I mean, first and foremost, right?
And then my follow-up question to that before you go.
I'm about to say, I don't know if you can give me follow-up right now, but I'm listening, though.
What are the safe spaces for men today?
All right.
Because we feel as though it's tough for men in every day.
All right. So I want to start with that second question, right?
You want to start with the second question?
I want to start with the second question.
Okay.
The safe spaces, I mean, the church is definitely a safe space. You know what I mean? And you're not going to feel that with everybody in the church.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's just keep it being straight up. You're not going to feel that with everybody in the church. But when the people that you do feel connected with, I promise you that's going to be a safe space.
For sure.
Promise you it's going to be a safe space. If you go to the gym regularly and you meet other people there that, hey, you might work out with, you might talk to, you got a trainer or something like that.
Safe space.
More than likely that's going to be a safe space. More than likely.
I feel like your boys who are leading you down the correct path.
Your boys who are leading you down the correct path.
The correct path.
The correct path. Not the motherfuckers that's on the corner, motherfuckers smoking and drinking. We all got niggas like that.
Yeah. But the correct path. Safe space. I feel like people who uplift you. Safe space.
You know what? I want to come back to that last one, actually. Some of the motherfuckers that's actually smoking and drinking on the corner for real, they done dealt with enough wherein
they can be a safe space.
They actually can.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say this, right? Cause what happens is, right, they done dealt with so much, they feel like their life is over. If they still see life in you, they'll speak life into you.
Mm-hmm. And they'll tell you, don't do this, don't do that.
Because they'll say something like, I see me and you.
Yeah.
Here's where I went wrong. Here's what you need to do.
And don't do it. Yeah, and do that this way, don't do it that way.
Yeah.
That is true.
That low key, that could be a safe space. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's a little bit of a 50-50.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna hold you though. That could be a safe space for real. For sure. It definitely could. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of I know a lot of people talk about mostly women, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people talk about, like, you know, men playing video games and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Whatever, right? Real shit.
That could be a safe space.
That can't. The regular niggas that working 9 to 5 and just want to play and just go about their motherfucking day, and you actually group up with them, party with them, chat with them, and all that shit.
Yeah.
Off my own experience, that shit could be a safe space.
Okay, cool.
I mean, also seeking other groups. Like, we have social media, we have the internet.
Yeah. There
are groups that meet in our area. There are groups that have, you know, social media pages and stuff like that that can also be a safe space.
So then, boom, my question to that is, because some people may ask this, what is a safe space?
That's a great question. That's a great question, bro. Damn, you come with questions today. All right.
What is that safe space? Because everybody's definition of a safe space is so different.
Yeah, it's different, yeah.
You know, because if you're a product of your environment, that might be a safe space.
A safe space is wherein you can not only be yourself, but you can feel like yourself.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, being yourself, the image that you portray might be one thing, but feeling like yourself could be something that's little bit different than that, or entirely different than that.
Yeah.
That is what is a safe space. And you can be in an environment wherein you don't feel like you'll be judged.
Yeah.
Because that initially creates a safe space. You know you really have a safe space wherein you know for a fact you won't be judged. So safe spaces can be either created, right? Or they're also something that are built.
Yeah.
Safe spaces can be created either within a dynamic that you have with somebody already, or a dynamic that's built. However you go about that, I can't necessarily define that.
Yeah.
But that either takes time or that takes chemistry.
For sure.
One of the two. Yeah. Maybe it's more layers to that. Yeah. In my experience, it's one of those two.
Got you. I'm going to piggyback on that. I feel like, for me, and it's kind of similar to what you said, but I feel like a safe space is definitely when you feel like you can let all your walls down. Men, women, everybody. Like, if you can completely just say, I'm me today.
I got a question for you, actually, since you asking all the questions here. Do you think it's easier for women to have a safe space or men to have a safe space?
Women. Women, for sure. 100%. And the reason why is because women can have those groups and they stay connected and they have each other back and they just stick together and they talk about any and everything.
They do have each other's back. They stay connected and they talk about any and everything. I feel like it's actually men now.
You think so?
I think so. I feel like it's actually men. When you meet those group of men that you're able to create or have that safe space with, I feel like it's actually men. And the reason that I say that is because when you have that safe space, I don't think it's superficial. I feel like with women, and I have a lot of female friends. I have sisters.
Yeah.
I feel like with women will tell other women what they want to hear. Okay. Men will tell men what they need to hear.
Ooh, okay.
I feel like it's actually men.
Ooh. Dang, good God.
So going back to that question, it is easier for women to have that safe space.
Yeah.
It is more beneficial for men to actually have that safe space. It's a lot easier for because, bro, women will feed into women's delusion.
Yeah. So, with that being said, do you feel like it's more easier for women to have a safe space than men?
It's a lot easier for women to have a safe space.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why I brought up that last sentence.
Okay.
That's why, it is, so it is easier. It is easier.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier for women to have that safe.
For sure.
Man, listen.
It takes a while for men to just.
It does. It takes a while, but when you have.
Oh my God.
When you build that safe space,
it's tough.
That shit different.
It's hard to break.
But it's easy for women to do that, bro. Women could be at the fucking bar. I done see my shawty doing this shit, bro. Women could be at the fucking bar
and they
just built this space for each other. Cause you feel comfortable enough for this bitch to go to the bathroom with you. Listen. Let me tell you something, right? Men, get you some female friends. Some female friends that you are not trying to fuck. I promise you.
Oh, listen, God.
I promise you.
Do that.
Because listen.
You will hear it all.
Women will put you on to motherfucking game. Yo.
Yes.
My sisters, I promise you on everything I love. My sisters be realer. They be triller than some of my niggas.
Bro.
Promise you, yo. Yo, my sisters. Because one thing for certain, right? My sisters, whatever it is, I don't know what it is. They be females, but they be niggas at the same time. Yeah. So I can really sit down and talk with them.
They playing that double role.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And they not gonna tell me what I wanna hear.
They gonna tell you that shit.
They gonna tell me what the fuck I need to hear.
Yeah.
When it come to women or when it come to men.
Yeah.
Especially when it come to women.
For sure.
Man, fellas, damn. Get you some, man, stop trying to fuck everything and get you some female friends. Everything don't need to be fucked, you horny bastard.
Thumbnail that for sure, cause that shit is a bar right there, bro.
Everything don't need to be fucked. You ain't gotta stick your dick in every bitch. I done been there, I done done that. You ain't gotta do that shit, god damn it. And some of these bitches don't even be worth it. I ain't even gonna hold you.
I feel like, yeah, man, definitely, bro. That's real right there. That's some truthful shit to that. Like, I feel like female friends are good to have. They don't always come with baggage and badness to it. Having that shit. What my tip at? What? That's wild. Pause on me. Oh, did he? But yeah, bro. Like, nah. Damn. So then that brings me back to my full circle question of why you think it's tough for men today.
Man, it's tough for men today for a number of factors, right? Like, I mean, bro, you could really look at every single culture and culminate that into the American man. Like, let's look at the Middle East, right? The Middle East feel like they losing control of their women, right? They got Western influence, heavy Western influence, where it's a lot of individuality. Yeah. It's a lot of, like, the women's movement and all that. Yeah. And I don't have no problem with the women's movement. I have a problem with the women's movement where it actually becomes a detriment to themselves.
Which is a different aspect.
Which is an entirely different aspect.
Than when it comes to men.
Like, listen, your body, your choice. All right, cool. I might not be for an abortion, but, like, there's certain circumstances or whatever where I'm like, all right, you know what? I get that. I understand that. Whatever. You know what I mean? Yeah. Don't be doing that shit just for the fucking fun of it. Like, I don't want to be. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. That's just me. Mm-hmm. That's just me. I ain't gonna speak for another nigga. You know what I mean? But, like, where, you know, and I say this for other men too, where you just out here fucking everybody just because the fuck you can. Motherfucker, you shouldn't be doing that because you sharing your energy with everybody else. Oh my God. And sex within itself is such a powerful thing because.
Oh my God, you releasing demons.
And let me tell you now. Nah, for real. Yeah. Because, yo, you not only giving that person your trauma, you taking on that person's trauma. You don't even know shorty well enough to be taking on that shit or giving her the same shit. Matter of fact, we call this shit STDs. Motherfucking sexually transmitted diseases, sexually transmitted infections. Motherfucker, there is such a thing as sexually transmitted demons. Ooh! You taking on other people's energy and you giving people your motherfucking energy and you know you not right. You motherfucking wrong for that.
Sexually transmitted spirits, bro.
That's heavy.
Sexually transmitted spirits,
and I'm guilty of that shit. I done did that to other shorties and I done had shorties do that to me. And then, I'm fucking guilty of that shit. And bro, there ain't not a motherfucking thing that I will come on. There ain't not a single thing in my life that I have not personally dealt with or seen someone personally deal with that I have helped them through. I will tell you a lot of motherfucking things, but I will never tell you a lie. Yeah. I will never tell you a lie because most of the shit that I done talked about, I done dealt with my motherfucking self. Yeah. I'm 30 years old. I'm a young man. I done dealt with a whole motherfucking life. Hell yeah. I done dealt with a full fucking life.
Hell yeah. But to speak on your point, that's why it's tough. Because I feel like
more than that. There's so much more than that.
And I might get some backlash for this on the men's side, but I feel like sometimes men do it to themselves and make it tough for ourselves.
Absolutely.
You know, where is it even in the work world, the dating world? Ooh. All of it, bro.
Let me break it down, right? Let me break it down. You done seen this firsthand. Bro, I'm picking shorties that's no good for me. I, myself, and I know they no good for me. I'm picking shorties that's no good for me. Because we as men, we feel like we natural fixers. My nigga, you can't fix everything.
Oh, shit.
My nigga, you can't
you can't fix everything. You cannot fix everything.
Bro, you can try to help your shorty as much as you can, bro. You could pour into a cup. Motherfucker, let me tell you something. You could pour into a cup. If that shit got a hole into it, you pour into a cup that ain't got no motherfucking point pouring into. Bro. You gonna pour and pour and pour and pour and pour and pour and pour. Bro. And then when it's time for that cup to pour into you, whoop, ain't not a goddamn thing to pour into you. You gave everything that you have. You pour into a cup that ain't got no purpose in.
Oh my God, bro. Yeah.
Listen. When it comes to this dating shit, build somebody that aligns with their purpose. Ooh, I'm learning that right now. That's one. Pick somebody that aligns with you. It ain't gotta be the baddest shorty. It ain't gotta be the bitch with the fattest ass. I know we all like that type of shit or whatever. But man, listen. Find somebody that aligns with you. Find somebody that's gonna be on your program. Find somebody that's within your financial level that you can afford. Because you gotta afford a woman, my nigga.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, bro, I promise you, niggas will sit here and say all this type of shit about women on social media. Women will sit here and say all this shit about men on social media. Motherfucker, I'm gonna let you know right now, they probably booed up with somebody that don't motherfucking meet they standards that they putting out there and shit and all that, bro. Cause all that shit unrealistic for one. Find somebody that's within your level. There's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. Fuck whatever your boys gotta say. Fuck whatever social media gotta say. All that shit fake anyway, bro. Man, love who you love first and foremost, bro. If shorty fat, if the nigga fat, and he got a small dick, and she ain't got no motherfucking ass, all types of shit, XYZ, whatever. Man, love who you love, goddamn. Amen, and build with them. Amen. Stop playing fucking games with them, because all you doing is you playing a game with yourself.
Amen. Ooh,
that's one.
You preach.
Because, man, listen, you find yourself the right woman, you find a woman to build with, bro, that's going to pour into you, and you pour into her, bro. Mm-hmm. That's going to take you to another level. And then, man, when I'm in a relationship, right? I'm in a relationship right now, and I ain't going to do well, you know what I mean? I'm saying this from my own experience. I talk to married couples all the time. I ask them all the time, whether you married for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. I talk to all married couples that I see, and they all tell me the same thing. It's going to be good days and it's going to be bad days, man. But if you stick by that person and you build with them and you communicate, you fucking talk to each other and shit, bro, y'all could build something real and it's going to take you to another level. That's motherfucking one. If you on that type of game. If you out here building by yourself, man, listen, fellas, here's what you got to do. Stop spending your time on fucking shit that does not benefit you financially. We are living in a broke nigga mindset. You spending your money on shit that has no purpose for you, on nothing that's building you up.
Man, he's speaking volumes right now, bro.
You said earlier that we as men, a lot of the times we are putting ourselves in these own predicaments. You were absolutely right. It's the women that we are going with. It's the things that we are involving ourselves with. Yeah. It's the things that we are consuming. And what we consume is more than just what we eat. It's what we see. Yeah. It's what we put around us in our environment. Sure. Shit, it's what we say about ourselves. I done talked about that earlier, didn't I? Yeah. Like, yo, you can change what you change what you consume. You gonna change your environment. Yeah.
And just imagine.
And your environment within itself doesn't have to change, but the energy that's around you, the people that start to be around you, that starts to change.
And just imagine if all men did that. Man, we'll have a lifted weight above our shoulders.
Cause, bro, our struggles really be the same shit. It be dating and relationships. It be finances. It be becoming a provider and a protector in today's day and generation. Man, I can promise you, there are still women out here, bro. That's what you want to do. There are still women out here that want to be provided for and protected, that will build with you.
Hell yeah. And don't get me wrong, fellas. Like, whatever race you come from, but I'm going to speak on what I am. I'm a black man. That alone, yes, it comes with a lot of heat. It comes with a lot of weight.
It does.
I get it. But if you're doing the things that you need to do and staying ahead of the game and working on yourself and being and staying on top of your mental health and just choosing the right decisions, it comes a little bit tad easier.
It does. It becomes a little bit easier.
I'm not saying it's perfect, because who we are is we always going to be tough because of who we are.
It's always going to be tough. We're builders of society.
Yeah, we're a threat. We're a threat to the community, but it can be a lot easier if we do certain things a certain way.
Man, that reminds me of this quote. I just told my mans about this the other day. Man, listen. Build the future. Listen, The future that you want tomorrow, you build it today.
Ooh, I like that.
The future that you want tomorrow, you build it today. If you want to make it easier on yourself,
start today.
In the future, start today. Don't start tomorrow. Start today.
Yeah, because what you do now will affect your future.
If you want to make it easier on the generation that comes after you, start today. Start today. And the way that you do that, make it easier on yourself and your future.
Man, repeat that quote, man, before we finish up today, man. Repeat that. Man, repeat that one more time.
Today, man, I still got so much more.
Oh, my God, man.
The future that you want tomorrow starts today. You want to build something for the future? That shit starts today. You home watching that right now, the viewers right now. I'm looking you in your eye, my lazy eye right now. Listen. The future that you want tomorrow, it starts today. It starts right now, yeah.
Hey, man.
You want to build a healthy body? You want to build a healthy mind? That shit starts right now. And the way that it starts, it doesn't start by just going to therapy. It starts with changing the way that you think about yourself. Ooh. It starts with changing the way that you think in general.
Yeah.
It starts with the way that you approach women. It starts at the way that you approach money. It starts with the way that you approach your problems and your solutions. You want to change? You want to be the change? The change that you want to see starts right at home. That's you. That's you right there.
Hey, man. Y'all heard it here first.
That's you right there. I'm telling you.
Y'all heard it here first. It like, bro, this is, man, first things first. Like I told you, bro, I always give flowers. Man, one, thank you for joining me on the couch today.
Man, I appreciate you for having me. Damn, bro.
Thank you. Man, I'm going to start that off. Thank you for joining me on the couch today. Not only that, man, thank you for speaking the knowledge into my community, the DGF community. Because I'm going to say the DGF community because you're a part of that community too.
Facts.
Thank you for speaking knowledge into them and telling them, like, it's okay.
It is. It's okay.
It's okay to be who you are. It's okay to go to therapy. It's okay to have mental health. It's okay to talk about mental health. It's okay to deal with mental health. It's okay to be a man in this world to make better decisions for your future.
Yes. Exactly, bro.
Feel me? So
exactly.
Bro.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing that knowledge, man. Man, you already know. Vibes.
Hey, man.
Yeah, you man.
Listen, bro.
Vibes. It's always good vibes, man, when we link up, bro. You know, we always had these deep conversations, man, and I'm glad we got a chance to share it in front of the audience, man, in front of the family, to let them know and to let them be a part of the things that we have, because we need more men to be able to do this that we do. Like we always talk about off the record, bro. We want to do it more, and I think we should start doing it more. Whether it's me and you just start coming together and have weekly syncs, and then we started bringing other men.
Facts. Within
that, and it can. And I tell people, it don't have to be in person. It can be on the call.
Yeah, that's fine. Because not everybody can make it physically.
Not everybody can make it. It can be an hour out of the day, and we can really do that. Shit, damn, man, you just gave me another idea, man.
Shit, you just gave me an idea. Goddamn.
Shit, man. Shit, it might start being a segment of just having men just talk about problems and how we can better ourselves. And
you call it Wellness Wednesdays or something.
Oh my God. He got my brain twerking, y'all. He got my brain twerking, bro. I swear to God, man. Yeah. But, nah, man, I really, truly appreciate you coming today, bro. This was a blessing. This was a banger.
Man, listen, I appreciate you for having me here, man. You know what I mean? Like, I know I wasn't able to make it last week, you know what I mean? With
good, bro.
Everything going on and all that. But, like, I appreciate you for having me here and, you know, allowing me to be able to have this outlet.
Yeah.
And, like, I love the fact that I was able to really share, you know what I mean? And, you know what I mean? DGF community, DGF family and all that, you know what I mean? Shout out to y'all, love y'all. You know, for the viewers at home that's not in the family, you know what I mean? Looking forward to y'all joining. Come tune in, come tap in. Y'all probably gonna see my face again and shit and all that.
Yeah, this won't be the last.
You know what I mean? Like, and for everybody that's home watching, like, understand that I'm gonna pray for y'all. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna pray for the wellness and well-being of everybody that's out there, because, you know, that's just what I'm about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to spread love and share love, same way that you was talking about earlier. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And I want everybody to really be able to feel that.
Yeah.
You know, I say it in my words and I do it with my actions, but I want everybody else to be able to feel that too. You know what I mean? Like, cause we need it out here.
Yeah.
We really need that out here for real.
Hey, y'all know the motto. Yeah, we always just try to have fun, but also, man, I want to uplift people and bring that community together just to show people that we here for y'all and we not only here for us, and we just sharing knowledge to help y'all become better people in general. So, man, we're gonna toast up to that host.
I ain't got shit to toast. I ain't got shit to toast. Hold on.
We're gonna toast up to that whole last segment before we end it. And like I said, thanks for tuning in, y'all. And yeah, man, this is to a successful podcast, a successful day. My man Dre coming on today.
Salute.
So thank y'all, man. Yeah, we out.